Check, check. Hey guys, it's me, Waldo 2413. How's everyone doing tonight? Hey Ramon, how's it going? How's it going, Levi Apparel? How's it been? I watched your sublimation video the other day with DTF film. That was pretty good. Hey, what's up, Hustle Q? How's it going? Yeah, it still is good content, though. It kind of got the point across and showed people. Cool, Hustle Q. I was going to say, you didn't send it yet, so I was just waiting, so... I was going to use StreamYard tonight, but for some reason, StreamYard is not working. It's not letting me on for some reason. It just kept loading and then causing issues, so I don't know if there's something wrong with StreamYard or not tonight. Yeah, I seen your other video too where I knew you were packing all the stuff up last night also, so... Yes, wasn't going to be on much tonight. I'm finishing up a few other things and just kind of going over a few other things, so... See, Hustle Q, this part of the shop is filthy also. It's filled up with stuff all around. I was just getting tired of doing sublimation and not seeing the image on the shirt because using paper so thick to see the t-shirt. Yeah, that's a thing too, because not seeing it if you don't know where you position it on the paper, or if you save the, like, kind of did something like this where you got a bunch on here, you can't really see. So if you cut it where this has more over here than over there, then you're stuck trying to line it up or try to measure it. So that was a good idea to come up with something like that. Yeah, that 12 days of giveaway, Hustle Q, got pretty crazy. I think it was the same person. I think he was even that other guy also. That's just my thought, though. I do got some stuff to show some people, too. It's stuff that I've made, directive films and all that, and then prints. Some of these are on old shirts. It was just to show the colors. But this is... Yeah, the other bottom half and over here is kind of hidden, so you can't see this stuff, Hustle Q. But this is one of the shirts we made for the Bowling Green. Bowling Green Strong. It's got all of our stuff in the city. So it's got the Water Tower, Lost River Cave, the Corvette Museum, Western's Tower at the Western, and the Fountain. These are things that we have in our city, like Fountain Square and all that. Yeah, the heat stuff about it's really, really nice about that. Yeah, Ramon, I'm ready to do that. Literally what I did, like, these are all actually done with direct to film, but I created a website, and I'm actually going to do a video later tonight or tomorrow on it. Just because, uh, in the video will go over it like I talked to you before. Hey, Leonardo, how's it going? But I had friends that lost their house in the tornado, and I had an uncle that lost his life during the tornado. So, and there's so many people that still need help. So I created a website. What I was doing is actually, yeah, the DTF holds up really good in the wash. So what we did is I created a bunch of shirts, and what we're doing is all the profits that is generated through the sales of the shirts, I'm giving it all to all the people that I know that needs help. Like I said, I've got friends and family that literally their house is gone. There's nothing left, and the city community is really a strong community, but it did a lot of damage here. In Bowling Green alone, we lost 17 people. Um, Logan County, we lost one. Total, we lost, I believe it was 73 or 74 people total in the state of Kentucky. Um, and then the damage is just devastating. I mean, there's major roads where businesses were at that are totally gone, and there's just nothing there. But like, so these are some of the direct to films and prints I did. Like, this is a blue one. We got them in like all of our colors up here. This was kind of a cool one. If anyone knows the state flag of Kentucky, it's a Commonwealth flag, but put some words in the middle to represent kind of how we are and all that. Ran it on a blue. These are all, like I said, direct to films. But yeah, they hold up in the wash really good, Leonardo. This shirt right here has been washed well over 20 times and still holding strong. I wash them loads and loads. Here's another one that I did too. This is Kentucky Strong. And like I said, you can see some of the smaller detail and all that. Like I said, and then here's another. This is a red one we did. Like I said, I got 4 or 5 colors that we're doing and all that. The website is bowlinggreenstrong.com. But like where you're asking about how it holds up and all, you can do some. I wouldn't suggest going this fine of detail. The ones that are for sale are slightly different, but you can see how thin them letters are on there. And literally, I mean, it's stuff's hold up. I've washed these. Only been washed about 2 or 3 times. But like I said, it holds up. Great feel, great stretchability. The file, I prefer a TIFF file, TIFF. A PNG will work also. Hey, what's up, Bad Brad? I'm not too picky. I mean, what it is I'm gonna actually take the file, and I need a transparent background is a major thing, Ramon. So what I do is I'll take that transparent background and use the other settings and all that to kind of make the thing. But I need a transparent background because if not, what would happen? The good examples like on this shirt. If I didn't have a transparent background, the whole thing would be white. So it's got to have a transparent background and not just a white one, because technically, if it had like a good example where it has a transparent background, so on my screen it would show all this empty here because the blue that's on here is the blue of the shirt. It's not actually the print. I did that to give it some breakup and some softer feel texture to it. But yeah, that's kind of the format I really need is just a TIFF or a PNG. They both work great. Anything with a transparent background, of course. JPEGs don't have transparent backgrounds normally, so they don't really work that well. Because like I said, all I'm doing is, like I said, is I'm more or less putting it in there and then throwing the white on it. And like I said, you can kind of see some of the. This was actually a drawing I actually did. I actually made this, and then we did it watercolor paint effect. So it looks like kind of like a paintbrushes. But like I said, it was just some stuff I did, guys, just to do that and help support the city in the state because all the stuff. So what kind of stuff are you doing? Today's drink sponsor is Sweet Lightning from Mountain Dew. Yeah, the only thing I don't have yet, Ramon, is I don't have it up on the website yet. I'm going to try to do it this coming week because I have a little time. But it's not up there yet, so that's the only. Some Cholo shirts. We can definitely do that. Yeah, Bad Brad. That's what I was saying earlier. What I did is I created uh, uh, one second, Brad. I was reading the other my condolence, especially for your Kentucky. I was at Louisville, Fort Knox, and that's where I got my 88 Mike request Army transportation. That's pretty cool, Levi. Um, my family, Bad Brad. I lost an uncle during the storms. And then I still got family members that houses were destroyed and friends that their houses were just completely totaled, and they're staying with other members right now. But it was 8 a.m. It was. I mean, I'm doing good, but the city and all that's we're still rebuilding. There's a lot of little things like this coming week is Christmas, and there's so many houses that were destroyed. These kids ain't got nothing because everything was picked up and thrown away. Um, we still got parts of the city that do not have power in the downtown area. Hey, what's up, Rooster? Um, so, um, yeah, like I mean, we're rebuilding. The city backs everyone. We have everyone. How am I feeling through the ordeal? Um, it was a pretty rough ordeal. I mean, I've been through storms before, and then even a year and 2 years ago, around this time, I actually lost my sister right after Christmas. Um, I think it's Christmas Day or right there. So I mean, I've been through stuff around it. It's just kind of um, my uncle was an older gentleman. What happened? He was going to the church's tornado shelter, and he had a massive heart attack um, and died. So it wasn't like he was in his 20s, but I'm dealing with it, like getting through. It's life. Nothing, not too much be done, but it was just one of the things I like seeing my other good friends and some of my other family members, the houses that were destroyed. Just speaking to them and seeing the devastation, um, and then just thinking, what can I do? Because even though there's FEMA coming in and there's other stuff, I'm sorry about that. There are things that it just doesn't cover, like your homeowners and all that. You got to cover your deductible for anything to be done. There's other stuff too that people don't really pay attention to what they had before. So when insurance comes up and does the write up, you don't really remember everything you have. There's some things that can't be really replaced. They're sentimental, and then there's other things that, um, like a good example, my friend, his son just got a car, and trees fell on it. He had no fault insurance, so there's stuff like that that can be replaced, but it's not there's no money to be given for them certain things. So that was the thing where to me, I was like, what can I do? And I came up with, like I said, printing shirts. I'm giving 100% of the proceeds that's raised to help the people. And like I said, it was just something kind of I created on these. Literally, these were created last week. Actually, it's just been busy with the funeral, and I'm helping friends out and doing stuff like that. So that's why I didn't go live last week. This storm happened last Friday night around this time. And so it was pretty hectic all week, but created them last week. The website Bad Brad is bowlinggreenstrong.com. Let me go to the home page. Let's see if I can get it to focus. I hope you guys can see it. But it's bowlinggreenstrong.com is the website. And like I said, I just created a bunch of designs, stuff that was things that I thought of. Like our state, like I said, this is the flag. Like I said, we put some words on it. This is actually everything in Bowling Green itself, and everything on here is still standing. But like the Corvette Museum, if anyone remembers, a few years ago we had the bad storm, or not storm, but the cave. We're under a cave system there, and the cave collapsed, and hence the other one we got Lost River Caves on there. So this one was just a tribute to all the little things in Bowling Green. But the Bowling Green racetrack, it destroyed a lot of the buildings out there where the Corvettes were kept. We had the Bowling Green lights going on at the track, so you could drive through and see all the Christmas lights. All of them are gone. They actually found a sign from the Corvette plant almost 30 miles away. It was just an entrance sign. There have been pictures that they found 193 miles, I think is the furthest photo they found away. Yeah, Ramon, the sinkhole. And then, like I said, we did stuff like, because 270 is the area code, so Kentucky Strong 270. And then we did like a state outline. Then we did, like I said, like our colors. Western is red. UK is blue. And then the gray is a common color. I've been watching the hurricanes and tornadoes all my life. Never seen one like that. Yeah, there was a total, I forget the total touchdowns. I think it was 16 or 22 in that whole distance. Tornado was almost 200 miles long. It touched tri-state, the 3 states. And then like the areas I was in, we got hit between E2 or EF2 and EF4. And then I think the candle factory, it might have been an EF5 when it hit. I can't remember the official number. That was one of the places that took the worst hit, the candle factory. Just because everyone was in there working, and literally it exploded the whole building. The whole building collapsed. So yeah, and then just to see, like I said, the devastation. I mean, it's just so weird and eerie. Like they finally, one of the roads near me, they opened it up Friday, one of them anyways. And just driving through, it was just kind of so weird because we're like, even today we're getting rain right now. And then we had rain since Friday. So they're still working out in the rain and all that. But like they open it up, and just like to see all these buildings just demolished and totally gone. Like this is one of the houses of one of my friends. And as you can see, well, can't see it that good. Oh, there we go. As you can see, maybe you'll get to see, the whole roof was ripped off. Hey, Ramon. Thanks for having you, Ramon. Send me what you need, Ramon, and we'll get going on that for you. Here's another. This is from the front door looking in. Like I said, I've shared these with some people. It's literally like there's nothing. This was where a house stood, and there's houses around them, but even all the roofs are gone. And then, like I said, just the debris and all that stuff is just very, very, very devastating what it did. Some more roofs being ripped off, houses, some of them standing, some of them not. And then, like I said, yeah, Rooster. That's what Ramon asked me. Yeah, I'm doing them. I don't have them on the website yet, just because this all hit when I before I got to work on it. I am doing the direct to films. That's why all them shirts I was showing them, like this one, as everyone knows, this is a direct to film. Um, I've been wearing this one a long time. Since since I've been printing it. This one everyone sees and all that. This one is definitely have over 20 washes. The ones that I showed you on, all of them were direct to films when I created them because instead of throwing a screen to make all of them, I just wanted to make something really quick. So all of them shirts were direct to film. But yeah, Rooster, I am up and running them. I just haven't put them on the website yet. Um, I'm just making sure like people send the like a TIFF or a yeah PNG. Sorry about that. PNG. I just need a transparent background. Um, and I can usually work with it. The other thing I always suggest people do is send it in Cmyk because that's what the printers print in. The big difference, and I don't have it in here. I don't think I got any of them in here. Is the colors are always different when you go from RGB to Cmyk, and so the Cmyk uh, is what printers print those. So like some of your reds, like to me to get a nice red, I use 187 on a color Pantone chart book. It's their 187. Um, but the reds and blues are the ones that are I wouldn't say tricky, but to get a very color that you're looking for, don't use the RGB colors because you're more than likely not going to get the color you want. I do have things. Let me go look and see if it's in the other room. Hang on. Like I do have things like this Rooster, more charging retail than don't seem right to me. Cuts the market to use legit businesses. Hey Lily, how's it going? Yeah, Rooster, my price is pretty much I'm on pretty much at least what I wrote down anyways. Hey, what's up, Chad? How's it going? Good to see you out here, Chad. This is a live. Normally I don't do lives. I just going over to live talking about Bowling Green and then telling people about like the website and some of the shirts I designed for it. But like on this Rooster, like here's what I got upside down. This one is actually just an old one. But literally what I do is we have these and we'll have them on the website. Got it upside down again. But it's got pretty much, it's a Pantone printout of every color, and I can send the file with it so that when you're on your computer. But the easiest way is to look on here, find a color you like, and then use that, because these are what actually prints. And like I said, this is just the easiest way to get the exact color, Rooster. Yeah, these are all the color codes. It's hard to see, but there are numbers underneath them. And so you can use that. Hey, Raquel, how's it going? So, like I said, Rooster, you can use that. It's very helpful. Let me show you guys again. I know a lot of you guys don't want to see it all the time, but let me show you the shirts that we created for the Bowling Green Strong website to help raise money for the tornado relief. We created, and we've got them in like 3 or 4 different colors. So this one is the Kentucky Strong design with the state with Kentucky in it. And then we have another, or well, saying another, this is the other one. This is Kentucky Strong 270 for the area code. This is on a blue. We have the gray Bowling Green Strong. This has all of our stuff in our city. This is one of the drawings that I created and actually drew. It's got the water tower, Walsh River Cave, Corvette Museum, Western Tower, and the fountain on the square. And this is the state of Bowling Green wrapped up around there. And then we have, this was another one. I just had an extra print when I printed it. Kentucky Strong on the red, on the 270. And then we have our Commonwealth, our state flag, with some wording in the middle. Together we can. Kentucky Strong. Another logo, another design I created on my own. So these are some of them that we do have on the website. The difference about the Pantone matching system, Rooster, is like, for instance, if I take my Pantone book, I didn't create a profile. Like, what I did is I printed the color sheet out of the color chart. And so when I print it out, it literally, it's whatever the color is going to look like on my print. And so they don't match. Like, for instance, Reflux Blue is not as close to, or let me pick some of the others. Like your normal red, your warm red, for instance, which is like a, what is it, 174, whatever, is not really that close. It's more of an orange. So if you use the Pantone, what's up, Mike? How's it going? So if you use the Pantone books, the colors aren't going to be right. You almost have to overlay this with it to get it kind of. Reflux Blue normally hits a purple tint. Yeah, and that's like I was going to say, the Reflux Blue is in this row right here. And you can kind of see it. It's actually it's got more of a blue in it than some of the other ones do. It's not as purple, and then I've got them purple lights on in the background, so it's not as helpful. But the Reflux Blue is really close to the blue. Hey, Mike, I finally got the website up and running. Hey, Pam, how's it going? And then here's some more photos, guys, of some of the damage. Like, these are like some trees down. Just massive trees and power lines. This again is a house that was destroyed. There's nothing left. This is looking into one of the rooms through a house, my friend's houses. The roof is completely gone, and there's everything else is just obliterated. And then here's something that our college did. They actually lit up the college wall that says "Love BG." Hey Pam, how's it going? Did you screen print them? No, them were actually done with direct to film, Raquel. I created them and threw them together really quick. A lot of them literally, I just literally turned on that website about an hour ago. Like some of them might be screen printed when we get ready to go. A lot of them are simple. Like these are all one colors and they go on, like this one goes on a black shirt, blue shirt, red shirt, and gray shirt. So this one, yeah, I seen Austin's photo, Chad, of that shovel stuck in a tree. I didn't get to save that, and then I had some when I went down near my uncle's and all that, but nothing saved really good. When it hit that night, Chad, I went up to Bowling Green where I had some other friends up there. I didn't know how bad Chandler's was until the next day. It was because I mean, how it was down there. Like, I got that call. Like, I knew my uncle and all them were going over to that church, Liberty, but I didn't know even he passed away till the next morning. I went up to Bowling Green and helped out up there where, like JD, if you remember JD, his whole house got wiped out. And then Aunt Pat next to him, I'll send it to you. Okay, thanks a lot, Chad. Yeah, and then like it was just horrible. Like I seen also like we just came through there. Me and my dad did probably a day before because he was talking about the high school there. And then I seen the prints like where the photos of like the roof ripped off of some of the old Chandler's Chapel or Chandler's High School and all that, and then the volunteer fire department. And then one of my nieces, one of her friends, her house got demolished down there. One second. Let me check them prints for you. Hey, Hustle Q, I got the ones that was the one you sent last time, right? I only got the same one that you had last time. That's what just came through. Is that the one you're talking about, or do you have some more prints? The Cali reseller, I got that one, Hustle Q. Here's another photo, guys, of literally what it did to a shovel into a tree. That's how strong them storms were. Yeah, okay, that works, Hustle Q. I just want to make sure because I thought you had some other ones too, and I wasn't sure. So when I seen that one, that was thought the same one. They stayed in my bar, Mike asked. No, Mike. Some of the other friends, there's other friends and family around there, but yeah, like the and like right now, the like even like the schools in Bowling Green are shut down, and they are actually shelters for the people. They still are taking donations. And like big thing too is like Christmas is this week, so there are a lot of them kids up there with nothing because all their stuff was blown away. Levi, what do you think about the black powder for DTF, white powder for DTF? Thinking about using black powder for darks and the white for light colors. Um, I I've tried the black powder. Um, your DTF, is it two heads or one? It's two heads, Leonardo. They're I 3200s, two of them is what I'm running in the printer. The thing is like even the black powder, which I don't have. Well, I do have this black shirt. Even with the black, I haven't been getting, or with the white powder, I haven't had many issues with the powder getting the residue around it. Um, I'm using the shaker and all that, and so like I have no issues with residue marks or powder carrying over, sticking to the film. I am using a cold peel film. Um, I don't know if that's what's helping, but I do know a lot of people that you're talking about where they do have the powder and then you got to repress it, get that powder glue on, even on the second one, it's kind of like a ghosted image. Um, the only downside I had about going with the black powder is for personal use, it's great if you know like they're going on black shirts, or if you do them half tones like I did on the, I don't know where they're at. The other ones, if you remember the halftone print that I created. I don't have any around here. Thought I had them sitting here. On the halftones, it works pretty good. But the only problem I run into is if you don't know what shirt the customer is putting them on. So, like, if you make this shirt and they're going to put it on like a gray shirt, now you've got that black residue sticking out. Or like this, if I print these and I don't know if I'm going to probably screen them. But if I print these, let's say to go, because they are made to go on black also. So if I screen print them, I can screen print these on any color I want, as you know. But if I'm using the transfers and I print them out and I put them all with black powder, now I'm going to have black powder that's possibly sticking out on here. And so that's my only kind of drawback about the black powder is it works great if you know it's going to be a black shirt. But like, for instance, I haven't finished the website plugin for it yet. But on the website, if I do it that way, what I'm going to have to do is I would have to add another box and have them select, is it a black shirt or any other color shirt? Because on the black, it'd be perfect. But doing them and selling them and then selling them wholesale, the downside is not knowing, or if someone prints something and then they say, hey, I want to throw that on a blue shirt or a red shirt, you can do it with the black powder, but if it carries over any little bit, you're going to see that glue residue on there. So to me, I would just rather only run the one powder and not have to worry as much. The colors do tend to be a tad bit better with it, but there's ways like on the white ink, I just bump up my percentage a tad bit more. Hey, Baymount Picker, how's it going? So what I do is I bump that color up just a little bit more on the white, and so it looks the same. So I don't have to worry if it's on a light color or dark color. As you can see, it looks perfectly fine. So to me, I like the idea of the black powder. but I'm not sold on it for me selling it with it, just for them simple reasons. Um, the other reason too is I got this other powder pretty dialed in. Like I said, we do stuff even like getting them to stick on here, so I know like everything about the temps and all that stuff, and I don't have to worry as much um, with it. Or like another thing, like on here, which these pressed out, you can see the glue a tad bit on them. But if it was black, then it would stand out even more because it would have that glue mark sticking out. So I'm kind of more for the white powder because it goes clear. Then instead of going with the other one. Raquel, what is that? What are you asking? What is what, Raquel? This is the color chart thing right here. I don't know if you got to see it or not. This is one that we'll have on the website soon so people can order and kind of make sure the color matches. I'll be posting on there too. Literally, it will be a free download. It's the color chart that it's this right here, but in a PDF file so that people can open it and actually make sure or look at the colors and match it when they get this. So make sure their colors come out kind of how they want. So if you're doing like solid colors, you can kind of look at here and count whatever one. This is the Pantone charts. And then you can match it up with the color profile on the screen and make sure it works out perfect. But yeah, Raquel, these are what you seen there, Raquel. Them are the shirts that are for the website I created, bowlingreenstrong.com. It is just some of the it's just the shirts and all that. All the proceeds are going to the tornado victims and they're to help them. Um, this website, Pam, is bowlingreenstrong.com. If it will focus, there we go. But I will have the website up and running soon. Yeah, I'm using WordPress Rooster, and I use WooCommerce for all of it. That's the thing. Like, and I've got I don't have it on this computer. The other software I use to do so they can upload the files. It's a plugin. I can't think of the name. It's got a little dinosaur, but it lets you so that kind of like if you're doing DTF or DTG prints. Yeah, Pam, I sent them out. Let me check this week what's going on because last week I haven't really been around to check on that. We had the tornadoes, and then I lost my uncle in the tornadoes, so I had the funeral and all that last week and was busy with that, Pam. But let me check, Pam, for you. I will check definitely and figure something out what's going on with them because they should have been there. I will definitely do that for you, Pam. And then the site that all these other stuff will be on the transfers will be on the Bananas and Pickles site. But it's just tweaking that file so that the other thing too is like, as you can see what happens when I print, this was a 20-inch wide print. This film is 24, but there are lines that get printed when you print these. It just make sure the print heads are running right. And so it takes up ink on each side of the prints. So I've got to come up with the size that I'm going to be able to put on there so that I can make it where the prints will I can create a size. We're gonna do your normal 8.5 by 11s. We're gonna do your like 13 by 19s. You're gonna be able to gang sheet any of them, and then we're gonna do it by the foot or roll, whatever you want to call it. It's gonna be pretty much a set amount each time on that one. And that one will be pretty much the 19 to 20 inches wide. Because what it is, I don't like when people go right to the very edge, because some of these prints, when I print them, like I said, it puts that witness bar on it, and it can print over more. What happens, it prints it onto the printer itself. And if I shut them off, then it kind of can cause a little bit more issues. So what I'll be doing is working on that, trying to make sure that it does have the levels on there, and figure out the official size to do. The prices, though, Rooster, they will be similar to Fusion Prints and Wand Transfers, the two overseas companies that everyone's using right now. My prices are going to be pretty much in that same ballpark as they are. So a lot of people like them. The problem that people have is that they're overseas. I'm here in the States, so my prices are going to be about the same as them. Let me see if I've got any of them pulled up to give you a rough estimate on pricing. So something like a A4 transfer, it's right around $250. An A3 is $299. And then the other ones, they go 22 by 32, and they call it $899. And then they do a 22 by 17 for $499. I will have something similar to that. Sorry, guys. 1 second. 1 second, Pam. I'm going to send you the link, Pam, and see if it works. Yeah, I couldn't use StreamYard today. StreamYard, for some reason, did not function right. Have I heard of 3D printing for me? I have not heard of them, Rooster. Yeah, so their A4 is 50 cents cheaper. Do they have a shipping price on there? Because some of that too, some of them places, their shipping is more than what some of their other stuff is. Hey Pam, let me know if that works for you. Wow, they're doing crazy stuff, aren't they? Because even on like a general envelope, they're at like, on a shipping, that's $3 or $4. So there's a point where they're going to start losing money then on some of them. Like my shipping's going to be along the same price as what all the other stuff is on Bananas and Pickles. Which is, we go by the weight. and then it's zone rated. I'm trying to open their site, Rooster. It's not opening. It just keeps spinning on the thing. And it's saying the site cannot be reached. So I don't know if they've got something wrong with it or not, Rooster. I'll kind of keep an eye on that and check and see what they say or where they're located. Because there is a thing too where like because even oh there it goes. See, Rooster, that just took. Hey, Jesse, how's it going? See that site though? When I went to it, it literally it linked me to another site. Takes me to Unreal Custom Clothing Designs, Rooster. Yeah. Jesse says, I got my embroidery machine. That's really good, Jesse. How's it running for you? One second, guys. I was sitting there reading something. Need to make a hole in my brick wall for the laser vent. That's not going to be fun, Mike. Jesse says they're going to come set up and train me. The downside, Rooster, like, because that's the thing too, like how I ship, Rooster. Um, Normally I ship like I ship UPS and Priority Mail, USPS. The downside though is like their guaranteed dates to get anything there by is already passed. And then like even if I put it in like a priority envelope, the padded ones, depending what size you go with and all that, there's still no guarantee to get it there that quick. Just because with it being the week of Christmas. I mean I would like I'd say I'd try it for you. The only problem too is Friday's Christmas Eve. Um sorry. But so it would have to be there by Thursday. So it'd have to go out Monday. But even then, if they're backed up or if the area or like a good example, like we had these storms here, it can really mess up the other stuff. So like I wouldn't want to say I can guarantee to get it there because like I said, and then UPS is honestly depending how far you're going, UPS takes longer than USPS. And like I said, I mean, like, cause I can put stuff out. Like the other day, like I shipped stuff to Ryan that got there before the stuff got to Pam. But it never always happens that way. I guess can you send me them files, Rooster? Let me throw my email in here. I'm not used to using the live on here on this one. I'm used to using StreamYard, so I don't know how long it's going to keep me on here. If you remember last time, it kicked me out all the time. That's why I quit using this one. But StreamYard did not work tonight for some reason. It just kept circling. This is my email, Rooster. Send me the email and let me look at them, and I'll email you back and see what I can do. Because I just want to make sure they're like gonna kind of be print ready files for me and see what all I got to do to modify them. And then again, guys, like not to just keep plugging it, but I am going to keep plugging it. I have a video coming out tomorrow. And if you guys don't mind tomorrow's video, please share with other people. It's just covering the storm and all that's going on. And very nice, Jesse. Jesse's got a Barrett Pro 315. So 3 head, 15 needles. You're going to love that, Jesse. The only thing you're not going to love is how much that costs. I'm sure that was a pretty penny, wasn't it? But we've got the website. It's bowlinggreenstrong.com. BOWLINGGREENSTRONG.com. And all the proceeds, guys, are going to the tornado relief victims and people. We're not keeping a dime of it. We're just giving all the profits to them and all the shirts that we sell. We figured I can't pay all the people's deductions. Sorry, now my mind's kind of for you to modify them. All you need to do is tell me what's wrong. If anything I designed for Cmyk for. Yeah, that like I said, just send them out, Rooster, and let me look at them. Because the only downside, you not having the color chart that I have, the Pantones like that are on the chart here, they're the Pantone numbers, but they don't match up with the book. Because I printed it just to see where we're at on the colors, too, so that I can tell people like if you want red to be this red, use this color. That's kind of how we did it. But like I said, guys, we're donating all the proceeds from the shirt sales to the victims relief. We'll have a donation thing on there soon, because there's a lot of this stuff is just things that they're going to need, and they're going to need help to recover. So like I said, we did the Kentucky Strong 270. I know everyone doesn't want to see them over and over, but we did the Bowling Green one. This is one that I drew with all our stuff in our city. Bowling Green Strong. This is another one, and we have them in multiple colors, guys. I just only have a few of them here. We have the Kentucky Strong with the state. This one. And then we have our state flag. That is another one I drew, the Commonwealth of Kentucky that I created. Hey, the print house, how's it going? So I created this one. Together we can, Kentucky Strong. Like I said, this is one I created. I created them all, guys, but this one's only done in blue because flag's only blue. This is done in gray, blue, and red. This one's done in blue, red, gray, and black. This one is only done in gray. It's like I created all, it's like water painting style shirt. And then this one is this is done, it's the same one. This is just one of the red ones. But them are the shirts, guys. 16,500 without training and software. That's not too bad, Jesse. How much did you go with Wilcom for the software? How much was the software and training? Okay, Rooster says cent. So training's 1,000. That's not bad at all. Hey, Rooster, how many of each do you need? And then yeah, that's the thing. Like, I want to buy Wilcom. I just hate dropping that much money. And then like the other one they had on sale, what is it? It's like their light package, but it was on sale over the Christmas holiday for like 900. Do you need that Clueless one also, Rooster? 4 of each. You know that, which I'm sure you do know, Rooster. That Clueless one will just be solid, right? Is that what you're wanting? And then I didn't open the sizes. I just opened the files. Yeah, that's the main one. What color shirt are you putting that Clueless one on, Rooster? Yeah, I mean, it won't necessarily, whatever the dimensions were. I just meant it's just a big solid thing. Is that one going on a what color shirt? And I thank everyone for giving a thumbs up. The one photo too, guys. I don't know if you see him still on here. This is one of my other friends. He lived up here also, and so he's familiar with the area and all that. And this is like a photo that he literally. This is down in Chandler's area, right near me. That's actually a shovel that was embedded into a tree because of storms. I mean, it's just some of the craziest stuff you've seen from the storms. It's yeah. See, the other thing, Pam. What I'll do, Rooster, is I'll print it the solid way, and then I'll also because I've never tried the like I've put these on hoodies transfers, but I've never done a halftone on a hoodie. I'll do the halftone one also because the halftones give it, which I don't have it around here, that Guns N' Roses that I did. It gives it like a screen printed look and feel because it drops the black out. So I'll do that so you can try that out too, Rooster. Yeah, the only problem, Pam, I didn't find the full Wilcom, like that $1,700 one. I couldn't find that on sale. I just found the other one, which it was the other one was $200 savings, so it was down to like 700, I think. Que pasa, Waldo? How are you doing? I'm doing good, RC. I was just covering our website thing where I created a website, RC, for that makes sense, Rooster. I created a website, RC, for the victims of the tornado because it hit around here, and I actually lost an uncle in it. So we created a website for the tornado victims, just to help the people out. And so what I'm doing is printing the shirts and just giving all the proceeds to the victims. That was a Rise fly flying by just now. I hope you guys seen that. Rise around. But yeah, RC. So I did that, RC. It's bowlinggreenstrong.com. BOWLINGGREENSTRONG.com. It's just something to try to help the community get back on its feet and help it out. Yeah, Pam, I wish it was cheaper. And like it's not like some of the other programs you can like find them even on eBay or someone. There's nothing like they're not really the high end Wilcom. No one's dropped the price or done really any big savings or sales, and so it's pretty bad. All right, I will, Rooster. I'll email you right after, Rooster. But yeah, that's the thing, Pam. Is like I want to get it. I just hate dropping that much money. Um, I have set up my embroidery machine. I have Stitcher, Liberty, and now Chroma. But I've wanted Wilcom for years. See, I used to have the not the high end Wilcom. I had one of the others with my other one after, and I gave it with them. Um, but now I'm stuck. I've got whatever one that's sitting over there in one of the boxes that that they gave me with mine, and I'm up on. Okay, I'll definitely get it to you, Rooster. Um, but I like Wilcom's the pretty much the industry standard, and I hate that price on it. It's crazy to drop that much on. Um, I'm using CS6 still on my Photoshop, and I paid that at the end, but I didn't want to pay that monthly subscription. So to me, it was just not worth doing the subscription, just because I use like with the CS6
suite. I've got all of them. So now I don't pay anything. I mean, I originally paid 1,000 something for all of it, but it was a one-time buy where now if I use just Adobe and then let's say Premiere and then the one I'm at 40 something a month. So that would be 4,000 a year. So to me, it's worth staying on CS6 instead of upgrading. Yeah, there's newer features in the cloud version, but 40 plus bucks a month, it's 400 a year. Adds up really quick. And then like the thing too, if let's say you don't use one of the bundles that month, you're still paying it. Where when you own them all, you don't have to worry about it. So you're just kind of, I own them. Downside, there's no more support with CS6, so it's not like I can call them and say, hey, how do I do this or that? But the nice thing, it's mine, so I don't have to worry about, and it's paid. So, and I still got one seat left. So if something does happen, I've got a backup, and I'm not out as much. CS6, I got 4 done for it, but I own my own software. Mike says, I think I paid $1,800 for top level chroma when I got my Racoma. It was expensive 12 years ago. I have been on the current Adobe since customers send me new PS files often. Yeah, and that's the thing, Mike. That's the only downside I hate, because a lot of times what I have to do is message them back and just tell them send it where I can open it more or less. Because the downside was, I remember when I switched over to CS6, I mean, it's been a long time, but a lot of them weren't up to it. And so it was the same way, like kind of what you're saying. Like I would send them something, they're like, hey, we can't open it, we're on the older stuff. And then now it's the other way around. I'm kind of stuck. I wouldn't say in the past, but I still kind of am. So that's the negative. Most of the people I deal with, though, they know which one or now they do anyways. The only problem I run into is new customers. So a lot of times we have to tell them send an older version or send it a different way so that we can open it. You have the books to go with it, and basically you can look it up. Yeah. I got the new version. They have the save to older version. Also, you can get, Mike says, you can get the full sub for around $30 a month. I mean, it's cheaper, Mike, than what I'm paying, but still, like, because the last time when I looked at it was 40 something a month for the bundles that I was using. Are you going to do a video on embroidery? Yeah, Dragon, I will. It will be probably a few weeks. Just because I've got a few other videos I got to get out right away. But I will cover some videos on the embroidery machine. I've got some saved up. I've got to edit them. So I will have some of them. I know we talked the other day on the phone, so just hang in there. Keep an update on the videos. I will have them out soon. More than likely, they will be around Christmas, or not Christmas. Christmas this week. Hopefully, I'll have one of them out by New Year's. So within about 2 weeks. Normally 50 to 55, but you can get 30 to 35 for the full Adobe suites. Yeah, which, I mean, that's still not bad, Mike. It's just the thing to me, which I will say this. I like the advantage of you've always got the latest and greatest when you use the cloud because you've got the newest, whatever they update. I like that a lot. The downside is, though, is I just play in my mind over and over of like, so if I went, let's say I didn't go, or well, we'll do the $40 because 50 is what it normal is. 30 to 35 if you buy the whole thing. So we'll just do 40 and just kind of round number. And then we're going to just play 10 months instead of 12 because, well, we can do 12. It's $480 a year. So 480, almost $500 a year. So in 2 years is what you could have bought. Well, depending when you bought CS6, but that's what you got like the whole bundle for 1 year. And that's the thing to me is like, I guess if I just started out and I didn't already have the CS6, I would have been fine, because the other thing too is they used to do the upgrades, but you didn't have to buy the whole bundle. You just were paying an update fee. So you weren't really getting stuck with the big hit and kind of the gut punch. Where what got me is like when it did come out and then to go to the cloud. So I've already paid $1,500, $1,700 for my Adobe back then. And then now they're like, hey, the cloud. So now you're paying that. So the price kept going on, where I was like, man, if I just keep this, I'm not nothing out of my pocket anymore. And for the first year or so, it was perfect. Yeah, like I've been with it for a while, Mike. So that's my point. See, and then when did Cloud come out? Which that's been a while too. But that's my point. Is like that's all the money I saved. So even say $400 a year, and we're going on the medium to low end, and add that up by that many years, it's a few $1,000 you save. Now I understand, like if most of your customers, I definitely agree, you got to do that, and you can use it in the taxes and all that stuff. To me though, it's just like for instance, Adobe Premiere. I don't know. I edit it in DaVinci. I have Premiere. I just haven't messed with it in probably 5 years. I know it's a lot of people use the Premiere over that, but it's one of the things too. That's my point. Is like if I bought that package and like kind of for instance, or did the thing where I pay it and then I don't use it. Hey, Federation of Nerds, how's it going? Mike up in Canada. So like my thing with that is, yeah, I don't do as much with Premiere as I should. And that's my thing is like, so if I went with the medium bundle, I'm paying that for a service that I'm not using and I'm paying a monthly fee on it. Yeah, and I'm just the same as you, Mike. Photoshop, Illustrator. I use them. Them are the ones that are always on. They're just in the screen right now where I was literally finishing the shirt designs. Them are the ones I use. And so if I was to, let's say, go to the Premiere, then granted, if you buy the bundle, yeah, it's fine. But if not, you're paying that monthly fee. And literally, it's been years since I've used it. So I'd be paying that yearly fee for a product that I'm not using. Hey, Martin Jones, how's it going? So that's why my mindset is like, hey, just stick with the CS6. Yeah, it's a good example like Flexi. Flexi costs me more than Adobe products. And that's like Flexi because I need to get another file of Flexi now. And then their monthly fee is even higher. And the downside, the only reason I need Flexi right now is for the latex printer. And so my dilemma is I've been looking online trying to find an old Flexi, not a hacked one, but a version that will work with the HP latex. One that will work with the HP latex. I use Flexi 8. And that will, sorry, my mind gets ahead. One that will work with that HP 370 latex printer. And that I'm not stuck, because here's the thing, like, I don't know how much I'm going to use on it. My old HP stopped working because they shut down the older licensing server. Flexi 10 also. Yeah, and that's my thing, Mike. Like, I know they've got one other version that is still working, they said. I use Flexi 19 with my latex. Yeah, and so that's my thing is I'm trying to find something like Flexi 19. If anyone's got any hookups on it. No. But I'm trying to find something like that so that I don't have to do their cloud-based thing. Because right now, all I needed is to run the latex. And I got the latex just to mess around with. I'll probably switch over to it once I get it up and running and see if I like it or not, because there's things I do like about it. But right now it would be just me paying a monthly fee to Flexi for something that's going to sit there for a little while. Christian called and asked because he knew I had it, asked if I would sell it, and something I might, because right now it's just sitting there. I've had that printer 2-3 months now and it's still sitting there. And that's the thing with Flexi. So I would have paid 2 or 3 months worth of service and haven't used it yet. You can buy LXI from Sign Warehouse. Yeah, I knew they sell it, Mike. But even all that stuff, there's it's like $1,000 for them. And I just, not that I'm a cheapskate, but I guess I am on some things. I hate paying it if I'm not going to use it right away that much. I don't mind buying it, but it's just. And then will the LXI one? So I know there's different ones. Will that one have the one for the HP? Because I know HP had a different version for the latex printer also. Martin says, I use SignLab. Flexi Cloud supports all hardware, which is nice. Which is true on that, except I hate the monthly fee thing. Time to make something. He mentioned his neighbor's work for SAI may have something. All right, I'll definitely do that at the print house. No work says, but won't have all the drives or all the hardware on them. Damn, last survey of Sign Labs. I'm old, hold it. I'm old, hold out. I do still have my old license for Flexi also. Yeah, and I mean, that's, like I said, I don't mind waiting on it's just one of them things. It's like I don't need it right away. Hey Waldo, where's it? Where the tornadoes near me? Yeah, Mike. That's what I was literally on my video where I covered. And I'm sure some of the other people seen this. I'm gonna go over it one last time, kind of to show people. We created a website, Bowling Green Strong, BowlingGreenStrong.com. And we created some shirts. There's the website. And we got them in different colors. We're donating all the money, Mike, to the victim relief from the tornado. I had family and friends that lost houses, and I also had an uncle that passed from the tornadoes. He had a massive heart attack in the shelter. And so I can't pay for everything to help everyone, but by me doing a fundraiser, I can definitely give all the proceeds to help. And that's kind of what I did. So I'm donating all the profits, not keeping it. 100% of the profits go towards the victims' relief. So we created shirts for people. We've got this in a few different colors, Kentucky Strong 270. It's our area code. Thanks a lot, Mike. We've got this one. This is one I drew. It's nothing fancy. It's our water tower, our Lost River Cave, Corvette Museum, the Western Clock Tower on Western Campus, and Fountain Square. Some things in Bowling Green. If anyone's been to Bowling Green, these are all attractions that people see or know. So this one was created for Bowling Green. Bowling Green Strong. We've got another Kentucky Strong 270. And we did these in a few different colors. I've got Kentucky Strong with the state flag. We've got these in a few different colors. And then I've got our flag one that I designed. And it's another one. Together We Can, Kentucky Strong. This is what our flag is actually, Commonwealth flag is. So just some of the things we're doing. All proceeds go to the victims' relief. Let me know about the laser, Mike, how it gets going for you. Same day 44, late to class, no pass, but I'm here. Hey, glad to have you. Same day 44. We really didn't. I wouldn't say you missed much. This video I've been covering up where people ask about direct to films, and then I was going over stuff. I created a website because I'm in the affected area of tornado. And then, so what we're doing, we created shirts, and all the proceeds go to the victims. Like I said, I've had friends that lost their houses and homes, family members, and I lost an uncle in it. So this is my way to help them out. Like here's a photo, one of my friends that was on here earlier. His son lives in the area near me too, and this is what happened to one of the trees. I'm not going to focus because my face. There we go. That is a shovel that got lodged into a tree from the tornado, snapped the back off. And then, like this is one of my friend's houses. The roof is destroyed and ripped off. Hey, thanks a lot. Making it with Marlon. This is another photo. There's nothing there. As you can see, that's just the back of the back wall. And this is where a house stood. And so, and then, like I said, some of these are night photos. It's more devastation. Like I said, our city lost 17 people in the storm. The state lost 73, I believe the final total is as of right now. So, like I said, we were pretty devastated. The tornado traveled 200 miles, roughly 200 plus miles. So, like I said, it was it affected the area pretty bad. The other thing too that made it kind of worse is this coming week is Christmas. So there are a lot of people that will be homeless for the Christmas because their homes are destroyed. There are a lot of kids. We lost, I think there was 3 infants in the storm in our area that passed, and I think 6 or 7 under 10 or 12, I think it was. But there are kids that everything was destroyed. So, but yeah, it's one of the things. Like I said, that's why I wasn't live last week. But like I said, that's what we created, that and the site thing. Like I said, and I was showing people too, where people were asking about the direct to films. Hopefully I'll be able to get the site up this week on the Bananas and Pickle site. And like this is like a color chart. I will have a link where you can download this. And technically you download this and then buy this because the colors on this they match up to what the color chart is. But what you see on your screen is slightly different than that. So if you need that certain color red, so on and so on. Some of the things like these are like spot on the colors we picked on the flag. So it worked perfect. And the same with the city one that I did. Like the red's not that bright a red, but when I drew this is like an oil painting. I don't know how good you can see all that. So it's like I drew it and then I did an oil painting over the photo that I created. But so like I didn't use a brighter red. I just had it kind of keep the colors the same contrast. So the red does look not as red as the real tower is. Um, so like I said, it was but it's like the photo I drew. So how far did this tornado hit? It touched down, I think, 16 or 22 times in our state, Rooster. Um, the city I work in was hit. The city I live in was hit. Um, we have areas that, like, literally, it was the total distance of it was over 200 miles. This tornado affected. It went here. It also went up to the candle shop, which was about 45 minutes from here, and collapsed that building. And there was a massive mount in Mayfield, Kentucky. Loss up there. They lost more than 30 people up there. Everyone has been accounted for in our city. Friday we had one missing, and they found her. She was a little girl. There was two families that completely lost everybody. It was, I think, 11 people between the two families, and three houses on that street, counting another family, totally lost everything, lost their life and everything. And there's some children with them. So, like I said, it affected a big area. So that's why we're doing this. But yeah, like I said, with the color thing too, because like I said, which everyone's seen this one before. This is an old one I've made, and it's been sitting here forever. That red is not the red that we use normally. We use it's 187 on the red I use on the Pantone book now. This is not 187. 187 is this row, the second from the bottom. So it's like that one right there. But on here it's hard to tell, but it's a darker red, and that's the one I use when I print normally. 188's good. 188's a more cardinal red on these colors I use. But that's why we created murder red. And that's why, like I said, with these colors compared to a Pantone color, and then the artwork being in Cmyk, not RGB, just because RGB colors don't come out the same. And like I said, these were some examples. Like I said, the other stuff came out fine. We printed that other one for Vega prints. I don't have it around here anymore either, but that was the Vega medicine one. And literally he went with Phoenix Suns colors, and it's almost spot on. So them colors came out good. Hey, how's it going, Easy Airbrush? So how's everyone's hanging in there? That's very good. So is everyone having a good weekend? I know there's a lot of football games on right now. 2 weeks, Michigan will be playing. Hopefully we beat Georgia. I would like that. Is there any questions anyone has tonight? And I'll try to answer some questions real quick. It would be better if I had some KFC. Well, you know what's funny? I did get KFC. This is Sweet Mountain or whatever, Sweet Lightning, which is literally peach tea, or not peach tea. Sorry, my mind is all out of it. It's peach flavored Mountain Dew or pop. And so I got some chicken, and then I also went over to another restaurant near me and got their chicken because I love KFC's. I don't really eat them a lot, but their biscuit and gravy, the mashed potato thing. So I got that, and then got me the tea because I had to have something to drink because the other place don't have nothing good. And so this is what I had kind of for dinner tonight, right before I got in. Don't forget the print house when you get a chance. Shoot me some of that stuff, so I can actually send you a sample pack too to print house. I'm just waiting on that. I haven't seen you in Juan's chat lately. How you been? I've been pretty good, easy. I don't go in there much. I wouldn't I wouldn't say we had a falling out. We just don't really talk anymore. And then the last few times, like I said before, when I did try to post, there were some issues or whatever, and so I haven't really been in there. I mean, I've jumped in occasionally, but I don't really comment because the comments don't get read anyways. So it's only the people in the chat that reads or gets to read them. So I just, when I do hop in, I'll hop in and kind of hop in and out occasionally. So that's why. But yeah, that's why I haven't been like on there because, like I said, too, the other reason, like I said, it doesn't get read, and then it's just that, and then like me and Rise still talks, message all the time. I don't get to I'll catch Rise sometimes. I'll usually catch Rise for about. Yeah, and that's the thing too, easy because even then a lot like the people inside will answer amongst each other, but he won't bring it up, like ask where I'm at. So come on, man, you and Juanito are better than to leave BS alone and get past it. Yeah, Rooster. I didn't have any problems really. I like I said, he was the one who did the one video. He removed it. But and then like that was kind of it. But I mean, he was the one that said, I just never, never really said anything. So it was one of the things I'm one of the people Pam knows about it. Like I didn't even know anything was going on until I got messages from other people. So, and then like I said, being on Rise Lives, I chat with Rye. Like the other day, I did talk with I talked with Rye during Rise Live the other day. I haven't hopped on Rise Live because literally the last 2 weeks, like I said, the last week we had the tornadoes, and so I just answered messages from Rye and all that, or from other people on here. But I haven't gone anyone on any other lives. And then like on his lunchtime one on Rise, I'll message, and I've usually got about a 5-minute window that I'm on lunch at the same time his video's on. So I'll usually hop on, say hi to him, say hi to the people, and then I'm out eating. But Ramy's talked about doing some more stuff and all that. So like I said, like Pam said, the situation makes me sad. Yeah, and like there's people, like I said, and Pam knows I don't have no hard feelings. I mean, there was stuff said, but like I said, it is what it is. Like I said, I don't let things bother me. So it's like I never did like a retaliation video or anything else. It's just whatever. It's a free country. People can say what they want, and I'm fine with that. Like I said, I don't really have a problem. It's just I haven't been on. Like I've hopped on a few times. I don't know. And it's like the other thing too is so much. Literally the embroidery machine, setting up the other direct to film, the tumbler presses. I haven't been on really like normally what I do is when I do get time, I'll watch people's videos, but I haven't had time to really catch many lives at all in person. So, and then the downside, when lives replay, a lot of times you can't read the chat, so you can't comment on them. So, and most comments don't get to be read. Well, I don't know what's going on, but I hope you guys are cool. And yeah, I don't have a problem. Easy airbrush. Uh, be careful why with Rye, he'll throat punch people and trip DoorDash driver. Yeah, that's one of the reasons that got people mad. Rooster was the DoorDash. um, but yeah, I don't know any of this, but I noticed you weren't around. Figured you were on vacation. Yeah. No, like I said, it is what it is. I mean, like I'm fine. I don't have no hard feelings. If anyone has any questions on how to fix things or whatever, I'm definitely here to comment and help. What's up, Goon Life? Good to see you, Goon Life. Hadn't got to talk to you in a while. I've been busy, but maybe you guys can do a one-on-one and work it out. You, Ryan, Juan, or how I started watching you guys. Thanks a lot, the Print House. Yeah, we like Ryan. Us we talked about trying to get to do like because that's where a lot of people found us all was on the kind of the three people talking. We talked about we're just literally like lately, like I said, like even the other day, like I was on Rise Live. I commented during the live and then I text Rise something. He was kind of he knew what was going on, like where I had a funeral and all that. So Rye was keeping up. And like I said, but I didn't hop on the live. We were busy with other stuff and I didn't have much time. But we did talk about trying to get something to go again. So only time will tell. Like I said, me and Rye still friends. I don't have a problem with Juan. But like I said, I just haven't done like Rye hasn't done many lives recently with a lot of people or set up to do them. He's just been doing other stuff, kind of during the day he's doing his normal work. So not much Goon Life. This is what I've seen it happening in my life. If you don't laugh, we'd be psychotic. Yeah, and that's me, Rooster. To me, it's fine to laugh at everything. You live longer if you laugh. It's kind of it makes it easier. And so that's one of the things. Like even like this, and like what's been going on, Goon Life is like this video. I was covering a website I created. I'm in the city that was affected by the tornadoes, Goon Life. So I created bowlinggreenstrong.com, BOWLINGGREENSTRONGE. But I was affected by the tornadoes, Goon Life. I had friends that lost their homes. I had families that lost their homes. And I lost an uncle in the tornadoes. So what I did was created a website, and we're giving all the proceeds to all the people. We're just printing the shirts. We've got a handful of different designs. We went over them, we'll glance over them really quick. But all the proceeds are going to help the people that lost their lives and homes and everything else. There's kids that it's Christmas this coming week, and that will not have a Christmas. So we're donating everything that we can to help them. This is our state flag shirt, Commonwealth, together we can. Kentucky Strong. These are all designs I created. This is our city. Our city lost 17 people. Bowling Green Strong. It's got all of our stuff. The Water Tower, Lost River Cave, Corvette Museum, Westerns Tower, Western Kentucky, which is a college. It's the Time Clock Tower. And then this is Fountain Square. It's on our square. So these are all things in our city. It's a watercolor design I created and made. And then we have what I'd call our traditional something like Kentucky Strong 270. It's our area code here. This is blue. We have this Kentucky Strong with our state outline. And then this one's on the red shirt, but we have multiple colors of the shirts. And then this was a Kentucky Strong on a red shirt. This is WKU colors, Western Kentucky. But them are the shirts. And then, like I said, we do have multiple colors you can choose from and all that. But it was done for that, the website and everything else, to help the people out. Like I said, we lost that. There's still parts of the city that do not have power. And then the other parts got temporary power. It's still buildings that are destroyed. Literally the one thoroughfare is all food restaurants. Luckily, it was the hours it happened that no one was in them buildings. Like I said, I had photos of like all the devastation, like houses gone, roofs gone, that I've been showing throughout the show. So that's what it's mostly been. Thank you so much, Easy Airbrush. Yeah, it's all right, Mike. Like I said, it's just one of them things. That's why, just an FYI for those of you that don't know, Mr. Rooster is part of the AC family. Yeah, and like I said, so it's one of the things, like I said, it was, that's why I wasn't live last week. It happened last Friday. The tornado came through late Friday, but we had storms leading up to it. So all Friday, the weather was horrible. And it hit around 9 o'clock in some of the areas here. The candle factory is about 45 minutes from here. And it demolished Mayfield. Yeah, we're still going to do the giveaway, AC. I'm going to get through the holiday, and then we're going to do the giveaway. But yeah, that's kind of what's been going on. That's why I wasn't on last week. The videos that aired last week were some older stuff that I had. I just put something up just to have something up. But yeah, like I said, we've got that. And like I said, I've got a video coming out tomorrow just going over the giveaway, hoping that people will share that video, help out any way they can. Like I said, all the profits are going to the relief fund for the tornado people. And like I said, it just covers that. And like I said, it's affected a lot of people. So yeah, I knew it was AC. I know you've got the Rooster and the AC account. So, but yeah, guys, easy. Like the worst thing is like there were infants that lost their life. There was two families. Between the two families, they lost 11 members. Pretty much both of the families were both killed. They were 3 houses on one block that lost that many family members. Thank you so much, Mike. And like I said, it was pretty devastating. Like I said, I will say this: our community came together, literally like all Saturday. There was people everywhere helping cut trees out, help pulling them out. The other thing, like FEMA, you can't transport the wood until they get there and do their kind of check, because FEMA is paid out by the weight of debris. So you got to haul it all to the road. But there was so many people. One of the shops I work for, the building next door, literally they do awnings and installs. He sent all his guys down there to cut trees all day long that Monday to help out. So, and he paid him out of his pay, but instead of him doing the installs, he had him out there helping out. But it's just devastating what it did to these areas here. I mean, we had a EF2 and then EF4, and then they had EF3 in this area. All of them. I mean, it was multiple hits over and over. Yeah, it's pretty bad to print house. I mean, like I said, yeah, and that's the thing too. Easy is like it was a tri-state tornado, so it went through multiple states. Good to have you, Martin. So I didn't cover too much tonight, Martin, but thank you for stopping in. We'll be back hopefully next week to the normal stuff. But yeah, it was a tri-state thing. Like they found a photo earlier this week. That photo went 193 miles from where they found that photo from where it left. Um, Bowling Green Corvette plant is where the Corvettes are made. It's the only place they're made right now in the U.S. There's a sign near the entrance that was picked up, and that was thrown 30 something miles away. They found that sign. There's stuff that like there's a Facebook group. I think it's Tri-State Tornadoes, and it just shows how far all the stuff. How far all the stuff went. It's just they're finding stuff so far. And it's like some of the stuff like when went through the areas to help people look, there's nothing there. Like none of their belongings were there whatsoever. If you didn't know that there was a house there, you wouldn't see like you didn't know. It just the damage was that bad. Like here's one here. There was a house in that location. There's nothing. There's another house in the back over here, but there was a house up front and there's totally gone. There's stuff like this is one of my friend's houses. There's nothing left. The roof, that's the front to the back of the house now. It literally just removed everything. Here's another photo in one of the rooms. It just removed everything and destroyed everything. So it was pretty bad what it did. And it was multiple homes, not just one. Businesses galore. We're a college town here. Luckily, it missed the college and it missed the hospital. They were right there in the way. It literally went right in between them. But it did a lot of damage. And like I said, there's the other photo here. The friend that was on here earlier, his son lives here, and this is one of the photos too. This is a shovel that literally it just picked up and flung it into a tree. So I mean, it's just crazy the devastation and what it did. And like some of them houses, they were brick homes and all that. It was just it did a lot of damage. Yeah, Goon Life. I'll hit you up right after. And then, like I said, the other thing that was showing you guys too is the color chart thing. We do have this. What we're going to end up doing, we're going to pretty much we'll put the link on the website, the Bananas and Pickle website for these. And so technically you can order them. And then what I suggest people do, the numbers are so small, it's hard to read because it's hard to get everything on there. So what I would suggest doing is we'll put a free download link online. It's just that's a Pantone color chart, the Pantone color section. So what I'd suggest is you can download the same file I've got right there, and you can just match up the colors on the paper to what you need on the thing and use that as your swatches, and everything should come out fine. But that is our color chart, and that's kind of what we're working with on the thing. And hopefully I will have that up and running on the site. Right now we're having people just send the orders in because I'm trying to get a link on the website to upload all that so that's all to scale. It's just taking a little bit longer than I expected, and then all this other stuff happened. We've been on, guys, for almost 2 hours now. So I'm going to hop off in a few minutes. Is there any questions anyone has? Anything anyone needs to know about? Thanks, everyone, for all the support. There were so many people, too, that reach out also that has my personal number. Thanks, all of them, for checking up. Where is the download for that exact color chart? I'm going to put it on my website, the print house. Shoot me an email, though, and I'll send you that, because all that is a color Pantone book, or it's a color Pantone chart. But the colors don't print out exactly. So what I've been having people do is, like, when I send them the chart, if they have the other one, they can just kind of look on the chart and say, okay, I like, because, like, for instance, the red, I use 187 for, that's like what I would call your standard red. But on this computer screen here, it's going to look orangish, but 187's the one right above that. But on the paper, if you hold it up, you can see it. It's your like the red. That's the red that I use. The reflux blue is fairly decent. And you can see the reflux blue right there. But, like, it's something so that people can look at that, and let's say they're like, hey, I want to match that color. They can more or less hold it up against the image, which I'm backwards right now. They can do it kind of like this, hold it up and find something that matches. Like if you're trying to match this red here, you can match it that way. Or if they see the color that fits the color they need, and then they can go to the other chart and then literally just use the eyedropper tool so it matches perfectly. Yeah, and that's the thing, the print house, is because all the computer screens, like you said, are RGB. That is an official Pantone book thing that I had made. And so it's the Pantone colors when you enter on your computer screen. The downside, when I take my Pantone book, the colors don't match up to this because this is what my printer's printing out. So I created this so they can kind of get a color profile of what the printer's printing to get kind of the layout to match up that way. And it's like I said, a lot of people do it that way. So it's easier for me to, I can send a link. Like I said, them colors don't match exact, but so I use that so they can kind of get the close thing. Cause like I said, before that, a lot of people were having issues. And then what I run into also is that so many people are using RGB, especially the people that are in Corel Draw, because it defaults to RGB. So when they draw there, then they send the file, and then I convert it over. The colors, the reds and the blues are way off. And then I normally get a call, hey, this color didn't match. So usually what I do is send them that, and then as long as they hit the Pantone color, Pantones are Pantones. So monitors don't matter. Nothing matters. It's going to come out exactly what it is. So I will try my best, AC. Like I said, everyone so far that's got them loves them. My hardest thing has been doing the website and getting it dialed in. Yeah, and like I said, like I normally, like, it depends what I do draw. And I mean, I'm just as bad as drawing in RGB on some things. But the other thing too is like I normally catch it too when my eyedropper, when it gives me the color thing that tells me them colors don't exist. So I pick up on it kind of fairly quick. Some softwares, it doesn't really matter as much. They convert them over. And it kind of works fine. The software, which I don't have the disk in front of me now, the one that I'm using for my sorry, mine gets sidetracked, for my printer, it is it doesn't, like, I've got to send the file in Cmyk to that one. So what happens, I save my file in a TIFF file, and I've already created my white layers and all that on there, do the chokes and all that I'm going to do, and then I take that and send it over to the other printer, and then it has a rip on there for the printer. But it's got to be in a Cmyk format. So I have them ripped over on that file, and then I just hit print from there. What I do also to make sure the colors stay good is I run a color path down the side. Some people do, some don't. And what happens though when you do that, it is wasting ink, but it makes sure my colors are consistent when I run it. When I don't run them, sometimes I have issues a little bit. So that's what makes it where I can print, like that paper is 24 inches wide. And so I can print definitely 24 inches. But what happens if I have to remove them witness marks down the side, the witness marks, the ones about 1 to, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch to 1 inch off the edge. And then I run another witness mark. So it literally eliminates my area to a safe area right around 19 to 20 inches wide. I can't, yeah, and that's the other thing too, AC. I don't have to mirror at all in this program. My program mirrors it automatically. So that's why I tell people when they send me, send it normal and let me do all the stuff. Because my program, all I do is draw the white, send it out to the other computer, and it understands to build the layers up and build it correctly, and it does all that. The only thing I really do tell it is to do that witness mark down the side. And the reason I do that is because with the witness marks, it just makes sure the print head's always printing. I can look to make sure how's it coming out, and I can see the colors. And it tends, when I do that, to give me a better result. So I do that. When I send them, normally that's cut off. And that's what I was saying. So like where some of the sizes these other companies do, where they're doing 22 inches wide, I could do that. I just don't choose to, just because I want to keep them lines, and then it gets it too close to the edge, and it kind of makes it a little bit harder to do. So I found it easier to run it the way I do and just kind of call it a 20-inch wide area, and I can print as long as I need to. So I'm cracking up at the witness marks. LOL. Those were never supposed to leave a witness. Yeah. Yeah, like there's another name. I've always called them witness marks, but yeah, it's like, and like I said, that one has a lot of the other stuff. Like, I mean, I've took them off of other things. And then the other ones, I used to run it on top, kind of like this. But when I would run them on the top, I mean, it goes through my color gamut and everything else. The only problem I had when I ran it on top, when I was running, sometimes I'd have an issue down the side. And I didn't know that. So when I run it that way, I can look, and literally, even as I'm working on them, I can see right away if there's going to be an issue, because I can look down the side and see the color pattern to see if it missed a section, then I kind of glance over to see if there was something in there. Or I can see, hey, this print head wasn't working, because it does all the print heads. It does. I've got 2 print heads on it, i3200s. And so it shows me that both the print heads are running, and it shows me what's coming out of each kind of the nozzle areas. Yeah, see, like the registration marks, though, because all these are AC, like these aren't official registration marks for me to line up. These are actually, all they do is they don't line anything up. All they do is shoot ink out as it's running. Like this was on the back side when I turned it off. And so all it does is shoot ink out as it's running, so I can actually see that the ink's coming out. So they're like, they don't use, like, when I adjust the color chart thing, like where I do print a registration pattern, I use them. But on this, them are actually just out of the print head itself, each of the heads. And when you first start, before the paper moves, you can see if you're missing any of the nozzles, I guess you say. Like the i3200s, I don't know how many droplets they do, but you can see all of them on the first 2 to 3 passes, and you can stop it and see if you need to do a head clean or anything. That's the other reason why I run it. And then once the paper starts moving where it overlaps them, then it just continues with the drag strip marks. So coordinate colors. Yeah. And like I said, so I leave them on there. The top one I never had good luck with, and it just wasted a lot of ink. So I went the other route, and yeah, exactly. It's seeing if I'm spraying properly. Right. And so I leave it on. It just, I'm big run. Like if I'm doing all day running, a lot of times I won't run it. If I'm only doing a few prints, I definitely leave it on, because that's when you notice, like when a printer's, or at least these printers, when they first warm up, that first print, if you don't do a head clean, you don't do this and that, them are the ones you're going to see the issue on. If you're running all day, 3 hours in, that thing's running like a champ. You don't notice anything. So to me, to just make it easier, I turn them on and leave them on, and I trim them off. Like I said, I trim it off. The downside, I'm losing some of the space on the paper. But literally what they do, like for instance, if someone orders an A3, which I don't even remember the dimensions of an A3, but let's just say even like a 13 by 19, you're still losing area on that paper because it's, let's say 24 inches wide. So if you turn it 19, you still got 5 inches that are wasted. And if you're doing something for yourself, you can fit it on there. Like a good example, my other prints here, we fill them up on a lot of paper. But like if you're selling someone a sheet by the roll, they're getting pretty much the whole thing, the void over there anyways. So it's easier to do a set size. And if you're selling them by like the sheets, let's say 8.5 by 11 or whatever, you're going to, and even if you go 8.5 by 11, 11's 22 inches, you got 2 inches left. 8.5. So you can't run 3 because 8 times 3 is 24. So you already pass it when you add the other 3, 1.5 inches. So that's 26. So you'd have to run 2 of them wide, and that's 17 inches. So then that leaves another 7 inches wasted on the end. And then the other thing too, you never on this stuff, you want to print to the very end anyways. So either way, you're still going to cut them and trim them. Do you gang sheets? If so, what's the size? Yeah, Dragon, on any of these sheets, they can be ganged. So like if someone wants, let's say 100 feet of this stuff on a roll, we'll technically do 20 by 100 feet. If they want, like, let's say an eighth, like a 13 by 19, and they want to gang their print on there, like someone's, let's say, putting a bunch of these on there, you can do whatever you want on that size. So like on an A3, like a good example, AC says, I'd rather take the space loss than have to ruin a print. Yeah, and that's exactly, AC, what I'm doing. Is like, to me, I would rather lose that 4 inches knowing that I'm going to get a good print. Because here's what I like, and as you know, like if I don't do that and something happens and I tried to save that extra width, at the end of the day, I'm losing, because if I have to rerun that section of it, I've already lost out. So to me, it's like perfect example, like AC just said, I would personally rather run that and do only, let's say 20-inch wide sheets, even though I can print wider, and charge still by that way, than to waste that or try to use that last little bit and run it. But yeah, Dragon, you can gang, you can put whatever you want. Like literally these, like I ganged them up when I first did this run. I turned them vertical and ran like 12 wide for this print. And like I said, I mean, but you can do any of the gang sheets. Like here's another one of my other designs, my Sesame Street designs. These were ran this way because here's the clean edge. But like I said, it was just to fill up the paper. But yeah, like literally whatever size fits best for you is what I tell people. Look at the I'll have the 3 or 4 different sizes. And yeah, you can put whatever you want. Remember this though, I'm not cutting them out after you are. So if you, let's say, did something like this and you put them that close together, you're the one that's got to fit scissors between there. And this material does cut, but to keep that kind of cuts in between there, that's not going to happen too easy. And remember, you've got to be able to peel these off when you do the transfer. Like, so I always make sure, like when I do it, I have enough to peel. Because if not, you're going to run into an issue. So make sure you have enough to peel when you're doing them. That's what I kind of tell people. Like, is you can stack them as close as you want. You're the one that's going to have to try to peel them or cut them with scissors when you gang them together. So leave yourself a little room around them. The paper is pretty much translucent, so when you line them up on the shirt, you can see if you're sideways or not. But just leave yourself a little room so that you can kind of cut them off and do what you need with them. Because if not, you're the one who's going to be kind of in trouble. Like I used to have, it's not here. I had another print that we printed for someone, and literally they ganged them together, and literally you couldn't tell because they had water droplets on their logo. You couldn't tell where the top one ended and the next one began unless you knew which one was which. Or if you highlighted it and so like he put them that close. And I mean, he was the one that had to go through and weed them all out, not me. But remember that when you're doing it, if you make it like where you do have some room around them, when you're cutting them up after, it might be a little bit more forgiving for you. Something like the banana and pickles. I did that and cut them into squares. And then I did stack the bananas upside down, so I had to trim around them. But always think of that. If you're only doing like 10 or 12 prints, you can stack them really close and spend your time cutting around. And if you're doing 100 shirts, you don't want to have to sit and cut around them that many. So keep that in mind. The only shirts you're wearing is on the shirt you're wearing, the white is the actual layout of the file as the white, correct? Yeah, like what happens on the two print heads, the one does. Bye, good night, everyone. Yeah, thanks a lot, Jesse, for stopping in. Sorry I got on here late tonight, guys. Normally I'm on here a little bit earlier. Yeah, AC. So what happens is literally what I go through is like I take the artwork in, and then I, of course, select the background, the transparent background, invert it so that I'm only selecting the image that needs to print. And then I'm actually choking it up to 2 pixels, 1 to 2 pixels. And then I'm printing. When I do that, I'm selecting that, creating a white layer for it, and printing white. The reason why I choke it is like a good example, like how thin this writing is on here. Which it made it even smaller when it puts the white on it. But that stuff is so small that like it's not even focusing. There it goes. So you can see how small that stuff is. But what happens, like when you start printing small stuff, if you don't choke it, like a good example. On the that flag one I did of the state of Kentucky, the lines were literally only like 2 or 3 pixels. So when you choke it that small, it's super thin. Yeah, like on that one that you have with the snake on it, yeah, you send it with the white. And then what I do is just select everything. On that one, I would select everything except the white. Choke them in 1 pixel, and then the white doesn't matter on that one because white on white. But yeah, I normally do a 1 pixel drop. And the only reason I do that is the print heads, they line up really good. But sometimes, like if you do spot on registration, what happens? Let me see if it'll even focus. You can see on the top right up here on the star, right where my finger's at. And then over on the right, the registration was off. That's literally less than a half a pixel. Or right here on the end, which some of this is the transparency of the paper. But see the red and the blue where it's over. So by me doing that choke, I eliminate worrying about that. And it just makes it a little bit easier and safer for me when I print them. So what I do is I print them that way. I do that choke. And here's a good example on the back. Let me see if it'll pick up. You can see the choke on the white on the star. Oh, I thought you could. You can see that blue around it. You can see how much it chokes it. So it's very minimal. But it's done that way just to be a little bit more forgiving on the artwork. Some people too, they'll do a gradient or something on there and then it will throw it off. But I always choke it to make sure that it fits better and I don't have to worry about having white bleed out. Because this one was not choked. It's not bad, but like you can see on the Sesame Street where the white came out, just because, yeah, I'm doing a trap on it is what I'm doing. And it just makes it because, like, if it was one print head, I wouldn't have that problem because the print head's already lined up and kind of calibrated when you do it. But when you're running the two print heads, I do calibrate them, but the slightest little bit can affect them. So I found it easier for when I'm sending them to the printer, and that's all done on my end, that choke and all that stuff. But I end up choking it, and I'll look at the artwork and kind of say, do I need the one or do I have to go to the two pixels? And like I said, some of the stuff I go to the two just to play it safe. Other ones, it's just the one because I know it's not going to matter enough. But like I said, so I do the choke, fill that pretty much when I select that, and after it's choked or trapped, then I fill that literally with, it's called a background fill on there. I fill it in 100%, and then I duplicate that 4 times. 4 meaning because my other print head's got 4 channels also, so I've got 8-channel printer. And I do that, and I got it coded as a W1, W2, W3, W4, which means white channel 1, white channel 2. That's so my RIP software understands it. So what I'm doing is literally I'm sending the Cmyk channels out there, and I'm sending the white channels. And then the printer literally it just runs it. So that's the thing too. So, and that's the other reason too to run the marks down the side, because for instance, where every channel overlaps when it does that rip. So if I'm running all 4 white channels, if it didn't print one of them channels, you're going to see that because it might be the one that's doing the left or the right alignment on it. So that's why I run it that way. And like I said, it tends to work. It's a little time consuming, but it makes it a lot easier. There is always a possibility of the white sticking out. That's why Levi Apparel, where he was talking earlier, asking about the black powder. Black powder it traps that in. So when you're printing on a black shirt, you don't see the glue residue or anything, or some of the other things. The colors can be a little bit brighter. The black powder works fine. The downside is not knowing all the time what shirts are going on. Like this print can go on any color shirt. So yeah, I put it on a black shirt, but if I put it on, let's say, a yellow shirt, and then I had the black on there, that glue adhesive, if it bleeds out any, you're going to see it. Let me show one right here. And I'll show you, like, if the powder does good, because you can see how fine print this is, there is no powder whatsoever sticking out. You can see how thin them lines are. They're actually almost too thin. The ones that are printed now on this logo, we thicken them up a little bit. But if it's printed correct, you're not going to see the glue anyways, or if the powderer is working well. I have a big hopper that shakes it and all that. If that's working fine, you don't have an issue at all. But sometimes you can get too much powder on there and not get it tapped off. And if so, let me see if one of these I thought one of these had some excess powder. It's not really seeing it. This one's got some droplets up here. It's probably not going to show up. Right where my finger's at, there's like a few little, you can see them little crystals. Like there's 2 in front of my finger there. That powder, a small amount, that you're never going to see on a shirt anyways, but that's what happens with the other one. And that's why a lot of people go with the black powder if you're putting on a black shirt. So you don't see kind of that shimmer. If you press them twice like you're supposed to, though, most of that gets pressed in. You don't really notice it too bad. But I stick with the white just because the white dries clear and it will go on any color shirt. So you don't have to ask the customer what color shirt they're printing them on. My prints, I do 315 to 320 for 15 seconds. Let it peel, or it's a cold peel. So let it cool completely cold, where it's literally room temperature or colder. Put a piece of aluminum on it or whatever. Cold peel it right off, and then press it again. The second press, put a carrier sheet over it. It just keeps it from sticking to the top. If you had any residue on the top of your heat press it that second time, and literally that mats it into the shirt, and that gives it the kind of like the screen printed look. See if you can even see it on here. Like on the O here, you can see the fat or the fibulation in the fab or the press of the shirt. But yeah, that's kind of how I do it. Yeah, white shirts, I'm the same way, AC. But the downside is like the other reason too I don't use the black powder is because then I have to, for one, add another section on the website and ask, is it a black shirt? But what happens too, like this is a good example. We print this and we put them on black shirts and then we put them on green shirts. So if I printed them, I'd have to run 2 piles of these because if I'm using the black ones, I can't put them on a green shirt with the black powder. So, or I could, but if any of that powder comes over, you see that sharp, crisp edge of the powder from the glue. So I can run the white powder and then put them on any color shirt and not have to worry. So that's why I do. Yeah, and like you said, I keep it simple. Another thing, I'm not stuck carrying 2 kinds of powders, and then at the end of the month, I'd be stuck with one powder use more than the other. So this way, I'm only ordering one. The reason I stick with the cold peel, honestly, I've got rolls and rolls of it. When it first started, cold peel was the only way out there. I've tried the hot peel; it works okay. But the other thing too, some of the glues you got to go with the different glues also. And that being said, I have tried it and went with some of the hot peel stuff. I found it's easier just to stick with the cold peel. I found I got a better results with it. I have had amazing results with hot peel, but it's always can be hit and miss. And then the temps and all that it varies. So I found what works best, and I've been sticking with the cold peel. Because normally too, especially if you're printing like the ones that we'll send you, if you printed 4 of all of them, that's 12 shirts. Literally what you do, you press that one, set it aside. By the time you finish pressing them all, that last one's ready to go. You literally flip that pile, peel, and go right back into the press. Any transfer you're going to press twice, unless it's just a normal transfer. So like a super color, any of them, you're doing a 2 press. So if you go at these that way, technically it will come out in your favor. But thank you guys so much for stopping in. Thank you guys for chatting. Thank you guys for the support. Like I said, watch the video tomorrow, guys. Hopefully I'll have it out tomorrow. It's just going to be a short video. If you guys don't mind, share it with everyone. We're just trying to raise some money to help the city. So thank you guys so much. Thanks for the thumbs up. I think it's one of the highest videos I've got. So thank you guys so much. Please like, subscribe, and follow, guys. If you have any questions, my email is down there. And then, like I said, I've got a thing. AC, I will hit you up tonight or first thing in the morning, let you know the price and all that. But yeah, like what I can do, AC, if we do it, I'll run them this weekend. They'll be in the mail Monday because mail doesn't run Sunday here, but they'll be in the mail Monday. So, and like I said, I'd like to say they would be there before Thursday. Normal season, it would, but with the post office now, I can't promise anything. But I'll do my best, AC. The Print House, send me that stuff when you get a chance, man. Guys, go like, subscribe, and follow the Print House. Follow Federation of Nerds. AC is going to be helping out with the giveaway, giving some business cards away coming up. Follow Nova Works. Follow everyone else, guys. Thank you guys so much again. Thank you guys for the support and all that. Waldo 2413, guys. I'm out.